क्योंकि ये एक ऐसा टाइम होता है जब आप अपने करियर में डायरेक्शन डिसाइड करते हैं। तो उस समय आपको अलग-अलग चीज़ों में इंटरेस्ट आता है। जैसे कुछ बच्चों को कॉमर्स में इंटरेस्ट आएगा, कुछ बच्चों को साइंस करने में इंटरेस्ट आएगा, कुछ बच्चों को आर्ट्स में इंटरेस्ट आएगा, कुछ बच्चों को कुछ भी करने में इंटरेस्ट नहीं आएगा। तो मैं ये पूरी तरह समझती हूँ। मैं यहाँ पे कोशिश करूँगी कि आपको ये बात समझ में आए कि आपको प्योर साइंस या विज्ञान क्यों करना चाहिए? Why should you do pure science? So I would basically be in part of my presentation addressing three things. What is pure sciences? Why do you do pure sciences? And how do you do pure sciences? Okay, so this will probably answer all your questions that you have in your mind if at all you are interested in science and you want to pursue it as a career. Okay, so I go here to the first slide. I am very sure many of you know this person here on the screen. And I guess many of you have already recognized him. So yes, he is probably the greatest figure in the field of physics. His name is Albert Einstein. He was a German scientist in the 19th century, and then there is his name, Albert Einstein. So you all must read at some point about him in your books. So आपकी textbook में विज्ञान की जो किताबें होंगी आपकी, उसमें किसी न किसी पॉइंट पे आपको इनके बारे में बताया जाएगा और इन्होंने क्या साइंस किया था उसके बारे में भी बताया जाएगा. As you can see in the picture, he seems to be very funny guy because you see that in his picture his tongue is out, right? But he was actually a very genius man, and he gave a new direction to the field that I pursue as my career in pure sciences, which is quantum physics. So his work was very pivotal to developing quantum physics, and that's what I do. So I have a special respect for him, but I think the whole scientific community and everybody else has a great respect for him as well. Okay, now because we talked about Albert Einstein, we can see his picture, which is very interesting. Let's think about, अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन है ये, और हम जानने की कोशिश करते हैं कि इनके विचार क्या थे, एक्चुअली ये क्या सोचते थे. So one of the quotes by Albert Einstein is here: two things are infinite, the universe and the human stupidity. And he says, I am not sure about the universe. इसका मतलब ये है कि इस दुनिया में दो ही चीजें इन्फिनिट हैं, जिनका कोई अंत नहीं है. एक तो ये सृष्टि या संसार या यूनिवर्स जिसको बोलेंगे, और दूसरा हम जो ह्यूमंस हैं वो कितने बेवकूफ हो सकते हैं या कितने मूर्ख हो सकते हैं, उसकी भी कोई सीमा नहीं है. ठीक है, अब ये कहते हैं कि मैं यूनिवर्स के बारे में श्योर नहीं हूं कि वो असीम है या नहीं है, उसकी सीमा है या नहीं. इसका मतलब ये है, द जोक इज दैट he is sure that human stupidity is infinite. So we are infinitely stupid. I am stupid, you are stupid, everybody in the world is stupid. Now, why I am saying that is because there is intelligence in stupidity many of the times, not always, but many of the times. We will see how. Okay, there is a picture here and I hope you can see it all. So you see that there are four guys sitting on a tree at two different branches, right? So this is guy number 1, ये लड़का फर्स्ट है, एक नंबर जिसपे लिखा है, ये दूसरा लड़का है, ये तीसरा है और ये चौथा है. अब आपको दिख रहा है कि ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, ये लोग इस पेड़ की डाल काटने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. The question here is, who is the most stupid here? So मुझे लगता है आप ऑलरेडी गेस कर रहे होंगे कि इसमें से कौन सबसे स्टूपिड है, और आपको ये जान के आश्चर्य होगा कि हम में से बहुत सारे लोग, इनफैक्ट 80 to 90% लोग पहली बार गलत गेस करेंगे, उनको आंसर समझ नहीं आएगा, जबकि ये बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. नाउ आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट टू यू हाउ. ओके, सो the person number 2 here is trying to damage this guy so that he falls down. The person number 3 here is trying to damage this branch so that these two fall down. The person number 4 here is trying to damage this branch. So as you can see, that this person is of course stupid because he's trying to do this, kill the other person. This person is stupid because he's doing that. This person is also stupid because he's not doing anything while he's seeing that he is going to fall down. ये गिरने वाला है लेकिन फिर भी कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. पर चौथा लड़का जो है वो सबसे ज्यादा स्टूपिड है क्योंकि वो अपनी खुद की डाल काट रहा है. ठीक है. So हमारे जिंदगी में या in our lives, actually stupidity is very important, but not this kind of stupidity. Okay, so this is what I meant to say, that there is intelligence in stupidity hidden somewhere, but not always. So in this case, there is no intelligence hidden in the stupidity the person number 4 is doing. Correct? Okay. Now, the next quote that Albert Einstein said is, if you can't explain something to a 6-year-old boy, 6-year-old kid, you don't understand it yourself. So, it is one of the basic facts about science that अगर आप कुछ science करते हैं और उस science को आप एक छोटे बच्चे को explain नहीं कर पाते हैं, उसको समझा नहीं पाते हैं, तो इसका मतलब आप साइंस नहीं करते. That is what one of the greatest figures in science thought, and it is actually correct. क्योंकि जो चीजें हमारे आसपास के जीवन को बदलती हैं, जो चीजें इस दुनिया में बहुत बड़े revolutions लाती हैं, वो हमेशा समझने में आसान होती हैं. इसका मतलब ये है कि आप छोटे बच्चे को उसको समझा सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप ये बलून्स का पिक्चर देख रहे हैं. कभी आपने ये देखा होगा कि बहुत सारे बलून्स को, गैस के गुब्बारे जो होते हैं, उसको एक साथ बंच बना के उड़ा दिया जाता है, राइट? सो हैव यू एवर थॉट कि वो सब एक दूसरे से चिपक क्यों जाते हैं? व्हाई डोंट दे फ्लाई इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस? लाइक यू डू एनीथिंग बट दे आर गोइंग टू बी स्टक टू ईच अदर. दे आर गोइंग टू फॉर्म अ बंच बेसिकली, राइट? लाइक दिस. और कभी आप बलून को बनाइए और उसके बाद उसको अपने बालों के नजदीक ले जाके देखिए, आपके बाल ऐसे खड़े हो जाएंगे जैसे इस पिक्चर में है, राइट? एंड दिस इज ऑल साइंस. यू वंडर व्हाई डज दिस हैपन, बट दिस इज साइंस, एंड एज इजीली यू कैन एक्सप्लेन इट टू किड्स, टू चिल्ड्रन, right? So what is happening here is basically free static electricity. So that is what happens when we exchange positive and negative charges. So at some point आपको ये पढ़ाया जाएगा स्कूल में कि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, हम सब जो है, हमारे आसपास की सारी चीजें और पूरी दुनिया कुछ एलिमेंट्री पार्टिकल्स से मिलके बनी है. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, प्रोटॉन्स, न्यूट्रॉन्स and so on, right? So और बहुत से ऐसे सब पार्टिकल्स हैं जो इन पार्टिकल्स से छोटे हैं, जो अभी भी खोजे जा रहे हैं. ठीक है. द पॉइंट इज दैट ये जो स्टैटिक इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, ये जो फिनोमेनन यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं इन दोनों पिक्चर्स में, ये सिर्फ इसलिए होता है क्योंकि आपस में हम हमेशा पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव चार्जेस एक्सचेंज करते हैं. ठीक है. तो होता ये है कि ये एक गुब्बारा अलग था, ठीक है. अगर ये किसी इंसुलेटर मीडियम के कांटेक्ट में आया तो उसके ऊपर बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चार्जेस इकट्ठा हो जाते हैं क्योंकि उन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चार्जेस को कहीं जाने की जगह नहीं मिलती. अब इसके बाद जैसे ही वो किसी दूसरे कंडक्टर को टच करेगा, किसी दूसरे ऐसे ऑब्जेक्ट को टच करेगा जिसके सरफेस पे बहुत सारे चार्जेस इकट्ठा हैं, इमीडिएटली दोनों सरफेसेस अपने चार्जेस एक्सचेंज करने लगेंगे. And that is why they get attached to each other, and this is called static. Okay? The same thing happens here. So this person had some free charges on her hair, right? That is because she was in an insulated medium for some time. So there is a layer of free charges on her, and then she gets this balloon, which also has free charges, and both of them start exchanging the charges, electrons or protons. Right? And that is how they get stuck to each other. So this is what happens, and this is very usual. So the point here is that अगर आप ये कोई भी साइंस कर रहे हैं तो उसको आपको एक छोटे से बच्चे को भी जिसको बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर वो 6th स्टैंडर्ड में पढ़ता है तो आप उसको सिंप्लीफाई करके उसको एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. इतनी ईजी है साइंस. तो जो अगर आप लोगों में से कोई ऐसा सोचता है कि साइंस बहुत डिफिकल्ट चीज है और हम तो कर ही नहीं सकते, तो उसके बारे में मैं आपको आगे एड्रेस करूंगी इस क्वेश्चन को कि आप बिल्कुल गलत हैं। हर कोई साइंस कर सकता है अगर उसके अंदर कुछ सर्टेन क्वालिटीज हैं, ठीक है। यहाँ पे मेरा पॉइंट सिर्फ इतना ही था इस स्लाइड में कि साइंस एक्चुअली वही है जो आप किसी को भी एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं। ऑल राइट, सो नाउ वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। अभी मैंने जो बात आपसे कही कि यू ऑलवेज ऑफ्टन थिंक एक्चुअली दैट okay, somebody is asking me to do science. Am I really smart enough to do science? Can I do science? Is science very difficult? How am I going to do it? Not many people around me do that. So you have a lot of questions in your mind concerning science, and especially if you talk about mathematics and physics, I think the fear is even more than biology and other subjects, right? So the very first thing I would like to tell you is your question is wrong. There is no criterion that tells you that you are smart enough to pursue science or not. Nobody can tell you you are smart enough to pursue science or not. It's only you who knows whether you like science or not, and whether you can develop the ability to like science or not, and that is what is going to decide if you can pursue science or not. सो आपको इस बारे में परेशान होने की जरूरत बिल्कुल नहीं है कि आप स्मार्ट हैं कि नहीं साइंस करने के लिए। ये क्वेश्चन ही अपने आप में गलत है। नाउ आपको इंस्टेड किस चीज को, क्या चीजें इंस्टेड आपको डिसाइड करेंगी कि आप साइंस कर सकते हैं या नहीं, ठीक है। तो मैं कुछ चीजें यहाँ पे फ्लैश करूंगी, उनके ऊपर आपको ध्यान देना होगा, ये चीजें आप में नेचुरली है या नहीं है। सो द फर्स्ट वन इज क्वेश्चन थिंग्स अराउंड यू। तो आप जब अपने आसपास देखते हैं, आप बाहर जा रहे हैं, आप लोगों से बातचीत कर रहे हैं, आप ट्रेन को चलते हुए देख रहे हैं, आप प्लेन को उड़ते हुए देख रहे हैं, या आप दुकान में शॉपिंग करने जाते हैं आजकल शॉपिंग मॉल्स में, तो एक लेजर ऑपरेटेड मशीन होती है जो आपके बारकोड्स को स्कैन करती है हर एक आइटम पे, वो देख रहे हैं। ऐसी हजारों लाखों चीजें हैं जो आप हर रोज एनकाउंटर करते हैं, हर रोज देखते हैं। तो डू यू गेट दिस क्वेश्चन that how does this work? Do you always question things around you? हमेशा आपको ऐसा लगता है कि ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि ये कैसे इसको पता चल गया कि ये कौन सा आइटम है, इसका प्राइस कितना है। या फिर आप अगर बस को चलते हुए देख रहे हैं तो आपको ऐसा लग रहा हो कि क्या आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं कि इसको बस को रोकने के लिए कितनी फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स की जरूरत होगी, and things like that. So I'm not going to get into detail here. So my point is, question things around you. Do you question things around you? Number 2, wonder what if. So when you see things around you, when you talk to people, when you do physics, when you do mathematics, or even when you do social sciences, does this question come to your mind? What if? अगर इस जो हमें बताया जा रहा है उसकी बजाय अगर ऐसा होता तो क्या होगा, उसके क्या कंसेक्वेंसेस होंगे, उससे चीजें कैसे अफेक्ट होंगी, मैथमेटिक्स कैसे बदल जाएगी, फिजिक्स कैसे बदल जाएगी, बायोलॉजी कैसे बदल जाएगी, या हमारे जीवन पे क्या प्रभाव पड़ेगा, कैसे बदल जाएगा। सो इफ यू डू वंडर व्हाट इफ, you are on the right track. The third one, do you love playing with numbers? Maybe you are a born mathematician then, because there have been mathematicians who were born with such skills and they developed it in time, of course, but they were just very smart with numbers. So many of you must be liking to solve Rubik's Cube. I hope you know what is Rubik's Cube. Now, Rubik was a person who designed this game, and that in his name it is called Rubik's Cube. So एक क्यूब होता है जिसमें बहुत से अलग अलग कलर के फेसेस होते हैं, और आपको उसको ऐसे एडजस्ट करना होता है मूव करके कि एक सरफेस पे एक ही कलर के फेसेस आएंगे, राइट। सो इट इज वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स that you can do as a logic riddle or a puzzle like thing, right? So do you love playing with numbers? Do you seek for proofs? आपको कोई बात बता रहा है, जैसे मान लीजिए आपने किसी से पूछा कि हमारे घर में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कैसे काम करती है, किसी ने आपको समझा दिया कि ऐसे काम करती है, आपके दिमाग में ये बात आती है कि मैं जानना चाहता हूँ कि फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच, या जानना चाहती हूँ फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच कि ये कैसे काम करता है, how does this work, like can somebody really prove it to me. So if this question comes to your mind, you are on the right track. Seek for proofs. Enjoy logic riddles, as I said. So there are many of the logic questions about about relationships, about colors, about numbers, about many things, n number of things. I am sure you all have internet with you. You all have access to magazines because you're coming to good schools. And you can always, find out such riddles and try to solve them. So do you really enjoy doing such things? And don't decide very quickly that you don't enjoy such things. You have to give yourself some time because sometimes these skills take time to develop. तो आपको कभी कभी वक्त लगेगा धीरे धीरे इन सब क्वालिटीज का विकास करने के लिए. Okay, so I know some of you must be definitely thinking कि ये उल्टा सीधा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा क्यों लिखा है इन्होंने, सीधा सीधा क्यों नहीं लिखा सब कुछ. And you know what you are doing? Actually, you are looking for some signs. This is why your brain asked for symmetry. I mean, that is how I would like to look at it. Okay? Because most of the times, what physics does is looks for symmetry. Now, tell me, is this heart symmetric? I'm sorry, I can't hear you, but I know that you understand this heart is symmetric. If you draw a line in between here, right in the middle, you will see that half of it on this side and half of it on this side is equal. The area will be equal. Similarly, if you, so it is symmetric in one direction, right? So if you are looking for symmetry, you have problems with these ISTK words. You're looking for symmetry. That's part of science as well. In physics, we do that very, very often. There are big, huge, complicated systems, and which systems are basically around us. It can be very small, it can be very big, but most often we look for symmetry in those systems. Okay, so you are on the right track. Now, with all these qualities, or with all these points, let's say, if you enjoy doing such things, you do such things, number one, you enjoy doing such things, number two, it's very good for you. You can, of course, make a career in science. But if you don't, maybe it's not the right time for you, and you want to give yourself some more time, develop your interest into such things. Okay? So do that and then decide whether you are into this or not. Now, I'm not saying that none of you can be such that आपको इसमें से कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगता. बहुत से लोग ऐसे होंगे आप में से जिनको ये सब चीजें बिल्कुल अच्छी नहीं लगती. उनको पेंटिंग करना अच्छा लगता है, या उनको वेल्डिंग करना अच्छा लगता है, या उन्हें कुकिंग करना अच्छा लगता है. तो it's totally fine. It's completely fine. This is just one of the careers, and our country needs people to make careers in this field. And also, I will tell you, there are more perks and there are more reasons why should you do pure sciences. Okay? So, as I said that आपको ये क्वेश्चन पूछना बिल्कुल जरूरी नहीं है कि आप बहुत स्मार्ट हैं या बहुत स्मार्ट नहीं हैं. हमारे बीच में बहुत से ऐसे साइंटिस्ट रहे हैं जिन्होंने पाथ ब्रेकिंग डिस्कवरीज की, इन्वेंशंस किए, जिनकी वजह से हम आज साइंस समझते हैं, लेकिन they were not very smart in the schools. Here you see Srinivas Ramanujan. He is an Indian mathematician. He was. This is Marie Curie. She was a chemist, basically. She did chemistry. And this person is Thomas Alva Edison. I am sure you have seen his picture at some point in your textbooks. This is the person who did the first bit of inventing telegraph it is called, and also invented light bulb, right? Marie Curie here was the first woman Nobel Prize winner. So Nobel Prize is one of the biggest awards that is given in science. तो आप अगर न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते होंगे तो आपको पता चलता होगा कि हर साल साइंस में हर सब्जेक्ट में इनफैक्ट एक नोबेल प्राइज अवार्ड किया जाता है. फिजिक्स में, केमिस्ट्री में, बायोलॉजी में, मैथमेटिक्स में नोबेल प्राइज नहीं होता, मैथमेटिक्स में दूसरे प्राइजेस होते हैं जो इक्विवेलेंट हैं. सो मैरी क्यूरी पहली महिला थी इस दुनिया में जिनको नोबेल प्राइज दिया गया था। श्रीनिवास रामानुजम एक मैथमेटिशियन थे, जो पिक्चर आप यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं, इंडियन मैथमेटिशियन फ्रॉम साउथ ऑफ इंडिया। अंग्रेजों के समय में इन्होंने काम किया, और इनकी जो लाइफ थी जनरली बहुत डिफिकल्ट थी। ये बहुत बीमार रहा करते थे, लेकिन इस दुनिया का एक सबसे बड़ा मैथमेटिशियन है जिसका नाम है हार्डी, और वो रामानुजन के बारे में बहुत अच्छी बातें बोलता है। मैं बताती हूँ आपको क्यों। क्योंकि रामानुजन जो है वो मैजिकल इंसान थे। उनको, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि कुछ लोगों को नंबर्स पे एक्सट्रीम कंट्रोल होता है, ठीक है। तो एक बार की एक घटना है, मैं आपको एक छोटी सी स्टोरी बताती हूँ कि हार्डी एक बहुत बड़ा मैथमेटिशियन था, और हार्डी के साथ रामानुजन रह रहे थे, आई गेस इंग्लैंड में, हाँ। और एक पॉइंट पे रामानुजन की तबीयत खराब थी, वो हॉस्पिटल में थे। हार्डी जो साइंटिस्ट थे, उन्होंने एक टैक्सी ली, और टैक्सी लेके हॉस्पिटल में इनको देखने गए, रामानुजन को। तो रामानुजन से उन्होंने बोला, बिकॉज दे वर मैथमेटिशियन, दे लव्ड मैथमेटिक्स। हार्डी ने रामानुजन को कहा कि अरे मेरी टैक्सी का नंबर 1729 था, बहुत बोरिंग नंबर लगा मुझे। रामानुजन की तबीयत खराब थी, वो उठ नहीं सकते थे, खाना पानी भी नहीं पी रहे थे, और उन्होंने इमीडिएटली बोला, अरे ये तो बोरिंग नंबर नहीं है, ये तो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग नंबर है। 1729 is a number that can be written as the cubes of two different numbers, right? So 1 का क्यूब करिए और 12 का क्यूब करिए, सम कर दीजिए, और ये नंबर मिल जाएगा आपको, ठीक है। सो उनको इतना कंट्रोल था नंबर्स पे कि वो इमीडिएटली नंबर सुन के बता देते थे कि कौन से नंबर को कैसे एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं, कौन सा नंबर कहाँ जाएगा, इवन बीमारी की हालत में। So he was a genius about numbers. Now, मैरी क्यूरी, आपको पता है कि उन्होंने क्या किया होगा, क्या किया था, एट सम पॉइंट आप पढ़ेंगे भी अपने टेक्स्ट बुक में। इट्स वेरी पॉपुलर, द रेडियो एक्टिविटी स्टफ। नाउ come to Thomas Alva Edison. He invented electricity, basically light bulb. Let me not say electricity, light bulb. So and there are stories about him. So जब मैं आपको एक पॉइंट बता रही थी कि कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि हमारे जो सबसे बड़े साइंटिस्ट रहे हैं, all of them were very intelligent. No, they were not. So listen to me, what happened to Thomas Alva Edison. उनको उनकी स्कूल टीचर ने 8वीं कक्षा में, जहाँ तक मैंने पढ़ा है, 8वीं कक्षा में उनको कहा था कि ये लड़का स्कूल में पढ़ ही नहीं सकता, ये बहुत कमजोर है, ठीक है। और ये बात उनको पता थी, तो उन्होंने अपनी माँ से बात की, और उनकी माँ ने उनको घर पर पढ़ाने का बंदोबस्त किया। इन्होंने थॉमस अल्वा एडिसन ने मोस्टली एजुकेशन घर पे अपनी माँ से ली। तो उनकी मम्मी ने उनको पढ़ाया, और उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, तुम्हें इसके अगेंस्ट अपने आप को प्रूव करना है, और उन्होंने किया। आज उनकी वजह से, थॉमस अल्वा एडिसन की वजह से हम लाइट देख सकते हैं इन द डार्क, व्हेन द सन सेट्स, इट्स ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ हिम दैट वी कैन फंक्शन। तो आप इमेजिन कर सकते हैं कि अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आप स्मार्ट नहीं हैं, तो एक बार सोचिए कि ये बात गलत हो सकती है कि आप स्मार्ट नहीं है साइंस करने के लिए। कोई भी साइंस करने के लिए स्मार्ट हो सकता है, as long as you are curious. So that's about a few of the scientists that we had in the past, and they were very popular. One mathematician, one chemist, and one physicist, right? So to call, there are many more. The number is actually very big, and उन सब के बारे में बहुत अच्छी स्टोरीज हैं, उन सब के बारे में बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरीज हैं, पर मेरे पास यहाँ पे इतना वक्त नहीं है कि मैं सबकी स्टोरीज आपको बता सकूं। आपके पास तरीका है, आप लाइब्रेरी जाते हैं, या आपको कभी चांस मिलता है कि आप इंटरनेट यूज करते हैं, तो आप इन लोगों के बारे में गूगल करिए, इन लोगों के बारे में पढ़िए, इनका विकिपीडिया पेज पढ़िए, या इनके बारे में कोई किताब अगर आपको लाइब्रेरी में मिल जाती है तो उसको उठा के पढ़िए, उसमें आपको बहुत सी इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें मिलेंगी। इट्स नॉट ऑल अबाउट साइंस। आपको जिन चीजों से पता चलेगा कि आपको साइंस करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, और अगर करना चाहिए तो आप में वो क्वालिटीज हैं या नहीं है। क्योंकि कुछ किताबें ऐसी हैं इन लोगों के बारे में, I'm not telling you here, but I know one book on mathematics which has like a lot of interesting stories about different mathematicians. So आप उनकी stories पढ़ सकते हैं और उनको अपने साथ connect कर सकते हैं उन stories को. Okay? Now let's see. Let's come to the point. Okay? So ये मैंने motivation के लिए रखा था कि आपको समझ में आए कि ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि आप ऑलरेडी समझते हैं कि आप साइंस कर सकते हैं या साइंस नहीं कर सकते हैं. और जब मैं साइंस की बात कर रही हूँ, इट कैन बी फिजिक्स, इट कैन बी केमिस्ट्री, इट कैन बी मैथमेटिक्स, इट कैन बी द सब सब्जेक्ट्स विद इन दैट like zoology, botany, and subjects like that. Okay. Now let's come to the point after the motivation part. So the point is, what is career in pure sciences? We're going to talk here. We're going to talk here about three things in particular. Okay, and those three things are going to be: what is career in pure sciences, why I pursue a career in pure sciences, and how do I pursue a career in pure sciences. These three things are going to be addressed here. So as you see that if you want to do space physics, if you want to do astronomy, there is a telescope here. It's pure science, yes. If you want to work in quantum physics or atomic physics, you can see what is it. I'm sure you have seen this picture, right? So you can do that. That's pure science. If you want to study plants and want to know how do they function, how do they work, how do they grow, how do they do anything, what is the impact of them in our lives, so you can do botany here. That's pure sciences. If you want to study zoology about the human body and other living beings' body except for plants, you can do zoology. This is a picture of a DNA, as you know. So you can do this, and then you can also do chemistry. As you can see, there are beakers and there are beakers and stuff like this here. So this guy is doing chemistry in this. So any of this is pure sciences. You can make any of that your career. Now, इस बात पे ये डिपेंड करता है कि आपका इंटरेस्ट किस सब्जेक्ट में सबसे ज्यादा है. आप फिजिक्स पढ़ना चाहते हैं, केमिस्ट्री पढ़ना चाहते हैं, मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ना चाहते हैं, बायोलॉजी पढ़ना चाहते हैं, किस चीज में आपको सबसे ज्यादा मजा आता है, उसके हिसाब से आपको अपनी डायरेक्शन चूज करनी होगी. आप में से अगर कुछ 11th 12th के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तो मुझे लगता है दे मस्ट हैव ऑलरेडी चोजन देयर डायरेक्शंस. उनको पता होगा कि उन्हें बायोलॉजी पढ़ना है या मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ना है, फिजिक्स पढ़ना है. Now I don't know which all boards you are from, so different things work in different fashion, but I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say here, that you have to decide your direction in advance if you as per your interest, depending on what do you like. But yes, any of these qualify for pure sciences, right? I am very sure कि आपको अभी भी लग रहा होगा कि ये प्योर साइंसेस समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि क्या होता है, क्योंकि कोई हमें पूछ सकता है कि मैं एक कंपनी में काम करता हूँ, उस कंपनी में हार्ड डिस्क बनाई जाती है. मुझे पता है आपको सबको हार्ड डिस्क पता है, क्योंकि सबको मोबाइल फोन्स पता है. ठीक है, मोबाइल फोन्स के अंदर जो चिप कार्ड लगती है, मेमोरी कार्ड. When I say hard disk, it is a bigger disk, of course, but you also use the chip card in the memory, that is in the mobile phone, that is the memory card. I know all of you know that. मान लीजिए कि कोई आता है, आपको बोलता है कि मैं एक ऐसी कंपनी में, सैंडिस्क की कंपनी में काम करता हूँ. ठीक है, सैंडिस्क इज वन ऑफ दोज ब्रांड्स. तो आप उसको पूछेंगे कि अच्छा, तो आप कि मन में सवाल आ सकता है कि whether it is pure science or applied science, what is he doing? So yes, I'm going to answer that question, and I hope that by the end of this presentation you will be okay to understand, you will be able to understand what is pure science and whether you want to do pure science. Okay, and of course you have a lot of time to think. So roughly these are all qualify for pure sciences. Now let's come to the actual point. What is pure science? I'm answering the first question to you. So it is also called natural sciences, fundamental sciences, or basic sciences. It is all the same as pure sciences. Okay? So never ever get confused with the words. Now, what is pure sciences? The sciences that are applied to understand nature and universe, but not applied already to make our lives easier, or for something else, maybe also for distraction sometimes, right? So ऐसा science जो आप अपने आसपास की चीजों को और अपने जीवन को समझने के लिए यूज करते हैं, समझने के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं, कैसे हाउ डू थिंग्स अराउंड यू वर्क, उसके लिए जो साइंस आपको करनी पड़ती है वो प्योर साइंस है, ठीक है। और एक बार आपने प्योर साइंस कर ली, हमने प्योर साइंस कर ली, कुछ डेवलपमेंट्स हुए साइंस के फील्ड में, कुछ डेवलपमेंट्स हुए, अब हम उन डेवलपमेंट्स को यूज कर सकते हैं, राइट। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सबसे पहले जब टेलीफोन बना, ठीक है, तो पहले टेलीफोन बना, फिर उसके बाद उसके कार्डलेस फोन्स बने, उसके बाद से मोबाइल फोन्स आए. अभी you have like several devices that are very very smart, and they even have the voice recognition and whatnot, so you can do everything very easily, right? So as we moved forward, हमने धीरे धीरे जैसे प्योर साइंसेस को समझा, उसको अप्लाई करने की कोशिश की, ठीक है, और एक बार उसको हम परफेक्टली अप्लाई कर सकते हैं तो हम बल्क में उसको अप्लाई कर सकते हैं और उससे हमारा जीवन आसान बना सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मोबाइल फोन, पहले आपको बहुत दिक्कत होती थी अपने आपको तो नहीं, पर हमारे जमाने में बहुत दिक्कत होती थी क्योंकि हम अपने पेरेंट्स को रीच नहीं कर सकते थे स्कूल में, राइट. अभी ऐसा है कि आप स्कूल के ऑफिस से टेलीफोन मिला सकते हैं, या आप में से कुछ बच्चों के पास मोबाइल फोन भी होगा जो आप अपने पेरेंट्स को या किसी को कांटेक्ट करने के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं. सो देयर वाज अ प्योर साइंस दैट हैपेंड बिफोर इट वाज अप्लाइड टू मेक आवर लाइफ इजी. ओके, सो द प्योर साइंस इज द वन that is applied to understand nature but not applied to make or change our lives in a different way, right, in any way. Okay, now you will get a clarity when I tell you the difference between the two. So एक तरफ मैंने pure sciences लिखा है, दूसरी तरफ मैंने applied sciences लिखा है. For example, you see that in the pure sciences, you may ask the question, you must be reading always in the newspaper, like, अभी कुछ दिन पहले आपने एक न्यूज पढ़ा होगा कि साइंटिस्ट ने पहली बार ब्लैक होल्स ऑब्जर्व किया है, उसका इमेज लिया है, ठीक है, तो द रियल इमेज. सो व्हाट इज अ ब्लैक होल? इफ यू वांट टू नो व्हाट इज अ ब्लैक होल, it is pure science. If you want to know why are leaves green, I know some of you know the answer and you must be thinking, why is madam telling such simple things? But I'm telling simple things because there are younger kids, so they should understand as well. So you all know that it is because of the chlorophyll. But if you wanted to know at the very first point that why are leaves green, you have to find it out, and that's pure sciences, right? Now, how do chromosomes work? So हमारे जेनेटिक्स में, लाइक अगर किसी बच्चे के अंदर कोई पर्टिकुलर क्वालिटी है या किसी बच्चे को कोई तकलीफ है, तो बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि वो जेनेटिकली ट्रांसफर होती है हमारे पेरेंट्स से, हमारी जनरेशन से, हमारे खानदान से. सो हाउ डज दैट थिंग वर्क? इफ यू हैव एवर वंडर्ड, इट्स प्योर साइंस टू डू. For example, if you want to know, if you never knew already that how to solve Rubik's Cube, you want to solve, so I don't know if you all know, but there is a mathematics algorithm which if you follow, you can just solve the Rubik's Cube. Now, it is one thing that you can get to know how to solve the Rubik's Cube with practice. आप अगर धीरे धीरे प्रैक्टिस करते रहेंगे तो भी आपको समझ में आएगा कि ऐसे सॉल्व होता है. लेकिन there is actually an algorithm. मैं उस एल्गोरिथम को लिख दूंगी, मतलब एक मेथड है उसको सॉल्व करने का जो मैथमेटिक्स में पढ़ाया भी जाता है, और उस मेथड को अगर आप फॉलो करेंगे तो आप दुनिया का बड़ा से बड़ा रूबिक क्यूब सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. सो इट्स प्योर साइंस. नाउ कम टू द अप्लाइड साइंस व्हिच विल मेक द डिफरेंस क्लियर टू यू. सो मान लीजिए आपको एक मेमोरी कार्ड मैन्युफैक्चर करना है. Yeah, there are companies like Sandisk and like I don't remember on top of my head. There are many companies that offer such things, and there are big factories to do that. So they are doing applied science. They're also doing science. They're manufacturing something which follows science, but the science has already been established. ये हो चुका है पहले, ठीक है? ऐसे ही आप अगर मान लीजिए आपका कोई पर्टिकुलर टेस्ट है, तो कई बार ऐसा होता है कि आपके शरीर से कुछ टिश्यूज स्क्रैच करके निकाल लिए जाते हैं, उसको एक बहुत ही हाई क्लास और हाई पावर माइक्रोस्कोप के नीचे रख के देखा जाता है कि इन टिश्यू में प्रॉब्लम क्या है, टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम. It's kind of applied science because the science has already been established. You know how the microscope works. You know what is the structure of particular tissues in human body, and then you are just observing what is going on there, right? Now, if you want to design a barometer, I think some of you must know what is a barometer. So, अगर आप स्कूटी चलाते हैं या फिर आपने अपने पेरेंट्स को कभी चलाते हुए देखा है, कभी कभी कार में भी देखा होगा, तो वो लोग टायर में हवा भरने के लिए जाते हैं, राइट? तो पेट्रोल पंप पे जाते हैं और साइड में जाके एयर लेते हैं, तो वहां पे एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट यूज होता है, वो लोग देखते हैं कि एयर प्रेशर कितना है, whether it is okay for the tire or not. It's not exactly that, but if you want to design an instrument that measures pressure, it's called barometer. So, ऐसा अगर कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट आप डिजाइन करना चाहते हैं, तो इट्स अप्लाइड साइंस बिकॉज द साइंस हैज ऑलरेडी बीन एस्टैब्लिश्ड. कैसे क्या काम करेगा ये पता है पहले से, आपको सिर्फ वो फॉलो करना है. करेक्ट? Encryption and decryption. I'm sorry, the decryption is coming twice here, so I'm sorry about this. इंक्रिप्शन और डिक्रिप्शन में ऐसा होता है कि आजकल हम सब ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग यूज करते हैं, मोबाइल बैंकिंग यूज करते हैं, या फिर हमें कोई चीज पसंद आती है तो हम इमीडिएटली अमेजन पे जाते हैं, फ्लिपकार्ट पे जाते हैं और खरीद लेते हैं चीजें. आप में से कितने लोगों ने सोचा है कि इसके पीछे कितनी सारी साइंस काम करती है? बहुत सारी साइंस काम करती है. फिजिक्स काम करती है, मैथमेटिक्स काम करती है, इवन समटाइम्स बायोलॉजी काम करती है इन सम ऑफ देम, राइट? सो इंक्रिप्शन और डिक्रिप्शन में, जैसे मान लीजिए आपको अमेजन से या फ्लिपकार्ट से कोई चीज खरीदनी है, ठीक है? अब आप चले जाते हैं वहां पे वेबसाइट पे, यू सेलेक्ट द आइटम एंड यू गो फॉर द पेमेंट, यू एंटर योर बैंकिंग डिटेल्स एंड योर पेमेंट इज डन. हैव यू एवर थॉट हाउ इज दैट डन? सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज देयर आर टू पार्टीज, योर बैंक and the other end where you are transferring money, and then there is a third party which is you, right? And you are the one which has the control to transaction between your bank, which you can assume it is you, and then to or from the other party, right? So there are hidden messages in form of numbers, chain of numbers that go to the other person. It happens through computer. All a computer is a string of numbers. It operates on string of numbers. If there is information, it's 1. There is no information, it's 0. That's how the whole computer works, right? So, आप जब किसी बैंक से अपना पेमेंट कर रहे हैं कुछ खरीदने के लिए, तो आप उसको एक बंच ऑफ नंबर्स दे रहे हैं. जब आप क्लिक कर रहे हैं इंफॉर्मेशन, एक बंच ऑफ नंबर्स दे रहे हैं जो आपके पास से वहां पे पहुंच रही. लेकिन बीच में अगर उसको ट्रैक करना चाहे कोई, तो उसको ट्रैक करना नामुमकिन तो नहीं, लेकिन बहुत मुश्किल है, ठीक है? अगले एंड पे जो पार्टी है, जो पैसे आपसे ले रही है आपको सामान बेचने के लिए, वो उस मैसेज को, उसका जो एंड है, उसका जो पोर्ट है, वो वहां पे मैसेज को जो आपने भेजा है उसको डिक्रिप्ट कर लेता है. उसको पता चल जाता है कि क्या मैसेज आपने भेजा है, और उस तरह उसको पैसे का ट्रांजैक्शन हो जाता है. क्योंकि बैंक तभी पैसे भेजेगा जब वो मैसेज ठीक ठीक डिक्रिप्ट हुआ है, ठीक है? तो ये सब चीजें जो हैं, जो आप अपने आसपास हमेशा देखते रहते हैं, उनमें बहुत सारी साइंस होती है. सो इंक्रिप्शन एंड डिक्रिप्शन इज one kind of applied science. I can call it applied science, but there is still more work going on to make it more secure. Like कभी कभी आपने सुना होगा कि किसी का बैंक अकाउंट हैक हो गया, किसी का एटीएम हैक हो गया, किसी का गलत ट्रांजैक्शन हो गया, कुछ पैसे रिटर्न नहीं हुए, ये सब चीजें होती हैं. So to make it more secure and to make it more reliable, scientists and mathematicians are still working on encryption and decryption. So अगर वो अभी भी कुछ नई चीजें डेवलप कर रहे हैं जो अप्लाइड नहीं है ऑलरेडी, then it will be pure science. But as long as you are using the methods that are already established for encryption and decryption, it's applied science, right? So I hope that it is clear to you what is pure science and what is applied science by now. You will get a chance to ask questions, so please keep noting down your questions and I'll get back to you once I'm done with the presentation. Okay. Now, we have answered the question what? What is pure science? Now, I'm going to answer why. Why do I want to do pure science? So, I have very simple reasons. I want to understand life and universe. Now, just give yourself 2 minutes. When you are sitting in some peace, आपको कोई काम नहीं है, तो बैठ के टीवी देखने की बजाय या बैठ के वीडियो गेम खेलने की बजाय, मुझे पता है ये सब काम बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, पर उन सब काम को करने की बजाय आप थोड़ी देर के लिए सोचिए अपने आप में कि ये दुनिया कैसे काम करती है, आपकी लाइफ कैसे काम करती है, आपके शरीर में इतने ऑर्गन्स हैं, इतने 206 bones हैं. How do they all function together so well that we live for 70 years? Right? Why is it daytime here at this point and it is night in North America, in another continent, right? So do you ever ask these questions to yourself? Why does this happen? It's very interesting. ये सब चीजें जब आप क्वेश्चन करना सीख जाएंगे तो आपको अपने लाइफ के वैल्यूज इनहैंस होते हुए लगेंगे, क्योंकि दिस होल वर्ल्ड इज अ मैजिक एंड एवरीबडी, स्पेशली साइंटिस्ट, are trying to figure out how this whole world works, and we are still making progress. We are still doing it. So just imagine that you have a situation where you want to figure out something very special about the universe, right? There are so many things that have not been yet discovered. You have a lot of opportunities. You have a lot of chances. So if you get questions like this, maybe you can figure out tomorrow, how do black holes work? Okay, they are observed, but how do they work? What do they do? There are hundreds of questions about these things. How do they impact other physics? Are they going to change the whole existing physics that is with us already? Okay? So ऐसे questions में जब आपका interest आने लगेगा, आपको ऐसे questions दिमाग में आने लगेंगे, then you will start enjoying doing it. You will start enjoying your life. This is how I want to put it up, because that's what I do. So if you ask me why to do science, to understand life, to understand universe, to have a better understanding of how do things work around me. It's a big mystery for me, and I want to know that. It's a curiosity in me ever since I got to understand that I'm a human and things are like this. Okay? I mean, ever since I had the basic understanding of life. Now, the second reason I would give is to positively impact nature and society. So once you have the curiosity to understand life and universe, you would think, I think one of the very natural questions is, why there is misery in life? Why there are some people unhappy? Why there are some people happy? Why do things not work well always? And why is not everybody happy? Why can't we all do what we want to do? So the best thing we can do to address that question is to positively impact nature and society. And by doing science, you can do both of these. You must be thinking how. I will give you 2 examples. So example number 1, you know that हमारे देश में और even पूरी दुनिया में, pollution and global warming is a big, huge problem. And you know what are the impacts. You can see it right around you. In last 10 years, if you have observed, or if you are aged enough to see or to observe that पिछले 10 सालों में weather कितनी बुरी तरह change हुआ है. जब गर्मी पड़ती है तो गर्मी ही पड़ती है और ठंड पड़ती है तो ठंड पड़ती है. कोई predictions नहीं हो सकते weather के. You have no idea what is going on this planet. Right? So temperature differences are very bad. There is a lot of pollution. So that is one of the issues you can work on to impact the society and to impact the nature. For example, how you can do it? Maybe you can invent one day a source of renewable energy that is going to be very useful for the society. And you do something, you invent something that is going to treat pollution or treat global warming to a great extent. Correct? So there is There is this global warming thing, for one example, that you can address. There's another thing which is pollution that you can address. There are many more things, if you think about it, that you can address and positively impact by doing pure sciences. And I think there is no better use of anyone's time in this world to do something good for someone or something, right? Now, you may be thinking that, okay, मुझे interest भी आता है और मैं बहुत positively impact भी करना चाहता हूँ nature को और क्या करना चाहती हूँ और society को. I want to do very good for the people and for this planet. But tell me, how would I get money? How would I get my bread and butter? How would I get my Ellen Foley pants? How would I get my John Blair's shirt? Or how would I get things that I want to get? How would I get a very expensive mobile? Okay, I understand that you need money to live well, because we live in a consumeristic world. So yes, it's a career in pure sciences, which gives you an opportunity to constantly learn, constantly teach others, constantly share knowledge. And on top of that, it pays you enough to live very well. So I think if you have the qualities that I mentioned, or you want to nurture them, and also you have these motivations, you should go ahead with pure sciences. You will see how it's a career that is constant learning, teaching, sharing, and it pays you well enough, and it also gives you other opportunities. I know many of you are like this now. I have a question. How? I'm going to get this at how. Okay? Here. So the how is here. You have two choices. Choice number one is, if you want to do pure sciences, you have two choices. Choice number one is academia. Choice number two is industry. So academia means you are working with a university, or you are working with a university or college, or you're working with an institute, or there can be other things as well, right? Choice two is industry. Industry means there is there is a particular sector in science. It's a particular sector in science, so to say. So if you want to work with an industry, it is going to pay you as well. If you want to work with academia, it is going to pay you as well. Both of them allow you to do research, okay, which is finding out about nature, about universe, about life, right? So there can be two ways to do that, pursue it. Now, these pictures here say a lot of things. So you see that there are books. You're going to read a lot, okay? You have to work hard. There is a pencil here. If you start doing research in pure science, make a career in pure science, then you are going to be working very hard. There is no doubt about that. You can get into, there are two ways to get into it. You can do either experiments, which means experimental science, or you can do theory, which means you work on pen, paper, and sometimes computer. Okay? Both of them are equally important. So आप या तो थ्योरी करते हैं जो साइंस के लिए एक बहुत अच्छा बैकग्राउंड प्रदान करता है, या फिर आप एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं जो आपको एक्चुअली रिजल्ट दिखाता है कि ऐसा हो रहा है in reality. Okay, so these are the two things that you're going to be doing. You see that there is of course a degree hat here. So you're going to get your highest degree that you know, it is PhD. You need to do that if you want to make a career in pure science. That's the best way. Then you see a globe here. I would like to think that this globe means you get to travel around the world. You can go anywhere. Now you must be thinking, why? How would I get around the world by doing science? You will, because one of the very important things with doing science is collaboration, sharing, as I said. So you gain knowledge and you get outputs. Come to this picture here. You gain knowledge, learn things, get output, gain knowledge, get output. there are these two parties. One is working in the university. The other one is working, let's say, in a industry with a company. Let's say, for example, IBM, which is making very, very big quantum computers right now, or Google, for example, they are making quantum computers as well. Now, I'm not going to get into the detail of what quantum computer is, but I'm giving you an example of यहाँ पे अगर कोई इंडस्ट्री है, यहाँ पे कोई एकेडमिक है, तो उनको नॉलेज गेन करना है, रिजल्ट निकालने हैं, नॉलेज गेन करना है, रिजल्ट निकालना है, आपस में बात करनी है. So they have to collaborate. Now let's think that this guy is sitting in America, and this guy is sitting somewhere in Jammu Kashmir. Okay, so they have to talk to each other because it's same all across the planet. That is why it is about knowing about the universe and about the life. It's going to be the same. So you have to talk to each other because you have to know what is the level of science that is working here. Like, what are you doing here? And this guy needs to know what is he doing here, and this guy needs to know what is he doing here. So collaboration is a very important part of doing science. So you get to travel abroad, you get to collaborate with other scientists in the field, you get to travel also in India. I mean, if you are doing research in India, then you will travel almost in all parts of India because there is science going on everywhere. And then you learn and collaborate and do good work, okay? And that's how the new technologies are discovered, or let's say new science is discovered, which will turn into technology at some point, because every technology has some pure science behind it. So if you don't have pure science, you have no technology, you have no applied science. Whatever you are enjoying will not be there if you don't do pure science. Okay, so the point being that you get to collaborate a lot, you get to make a reasonable amount of money to live, you get to go abroad, you get to learn the best, and you get to do what you want. I will come to this point. Why do I think that you get to do what you want? जो आप करना चाहते हैं, और इस बात में मैंने ऑलरेडी अज्यूम कर लिया है कि आप साइंस पढ़ने में अपना इंटरेस्ट डेवलप कर चुके हैं, आप साइंस करना चाहते हैं. तो एक पॉइंट के बाद आप अपने आप डिसाइड कर सकते हैं कि आप साइंस में कौन सी डिस्कवरी करना चाहते हैं. At some point in the beginning, you will need some help. So this is why when you do your degrees, you have a supervisor, you have a teacher, you have people who will help you. And there will be also collaborators who will help you. But जैसे जैसे आप ज़्यादा सीखते जाएंगे और समझते जाएंगे, you will become more and more independent. तो आप अपने आप ये सब साइंस आप अपने आप डिसाइड कर सकते हैं कि आपको क्या करना है. दुनिया में कौन सा ऐसा क्वेश्चन है जो मैं एड्रेस करना चाहता हूँ, जिसका मैं सोल्यूशन निकालना चाहता हूँ, कौन सी ऐसी प्रॉब्लम है. You can do it all yourself, okay? And you are paid for doing it. So which other profession? Tell me one other profession that gives you the freedom to do what you want to do and pays you money, except for if you. It can happen अगर आप ऐसी चीज को अपना प्रोफेशन बनाते हैं जो आपका इंटरेस्ट है, पर ऐसा बहुत लोगों के साथ नहीं होता. बहुत से लोगों को कुकिंग में इंटरेस्ट होता है, पर उनको इंजीनियर बनना पड़ता है. सर्कमस्टेंसेस, बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है. तो अगर आप ये नहीं कर पाए, वो करियर नहीं चूज कर पाए जिसमें आपको मजा आता है जो काम करने में, तो फिर कोई ऐसा प्रोफेशन नहीं है जो आपको अपने इंटरेस्ट का काम करने के लिए पैसे पे करता है. Academia does that because it's a very class profession, I would say. Now you will have a better clarity of how all this works. Okay, so this is the rough picture of academia. Then I will tell you the pathway. How does it work? And this slide, I think you should be focusing on very well because this is important for you. So first of all, you have to do your 10+2. उसके बाद आपके पास अगर आप प्योर साइंसेस करना चाहते हैं तो आपके पास 2 ऑप्शंस हैं. आप या तो बीएससी कर सकते हैं, विच इज अंडर ग्रेजुएट डिग्री, या तो आप बीटेक कर सकते हैं, बैचलर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. दिस इज बैचलर ऑफ साइंस, दिस इज बैचलर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. इन दोनों को करने के बाद आपको मास्टर्स डिग्री करनी होगी. तो मास्टर्स ऑफ साइंस, मास्टर्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. ओके, ये अंडर ग्रेजुएट डिग्रीज हैं, ये पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट डिग्रीज हैं. ये यूजुअली 3 साल की डिग्रीज होती हैं और ये दोनों डिग्रीज यूजुअली 2 साल की होती है यूजुअली. Now, once you are at this point, either this or this, you can directly go to a PhD program, which is called Doctor of Philosophy, which is your I would say highest degree and the minimum qualification to pursue pure research by yourself. Okay, PhD करते समय भी आप बहुत सारे साइंस कर रहे हैं. इनफैक्ट यू स्टार्ट डूइंग इट हियर और हियर, यू कैन इवन स्टार्ट डूइंग इट हियर. बट आपको एक एवरेज अंदाजे से मैं बता रही हूँ कि यहाँ पे पहुंचते पहुंचते, लास्ट स्टेप पे पहुंचते पहुंचते आपको अपने आप अंदाजा हो जाएगा कि आप साइंस में क्या करना चाहते हैं और आपको अकेले कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. अब मैं ये बोलना चाहती हूँ आपको कि हमारे हिंदुस्तान में बहुत सारे, भारत में बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूट हैं जो ये सारे प्रोग्राम्स ऑफर करते हैं आपको. इसमें एडमिशन लेने के लिए आपको एग्जाम्स क्वालिफाई करने पड़ते हैं, बहुत तरह तरह के एग्जाम्स क्वालिफाई करने पड़ते हैं. डिपेंड करता है कि आप किस देश में जाना चाहते हैं, किस जगह जाना चाहते हैं, उसके लिए आपको कौन से एग्जाम देना होगा. ये सब चीजें एक बड़ा टॉपिक है. सो आई थिंक द करियर काउंसलर कैन हेल्प यू विद दैट. बट इन सब प्रोग्राम्स को करने के लिए हमारे भारत में बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं. अब कुछ इंस्टीट्यूट्स ऐसे हैं जो इन दोनों प्रोग्राम्स को कंबाइन करके इंटीग्रेटेड एमएससी की डिग्री देते हैं. सो ये 5 साल का प्रोग्राम, 3 साल यहाँ, 2 साल यहाँ, एक बार ही आपने एडमिशन ले लिया और आप जब बाहर निकलेंगे 5 साल के बाद तो यू विल हैव एमएससी डिग्री. ठीक है. कुछ इंस्टीट्यूट्स ऐसे हैं जो एमएससी और पीएचडी को कंबाइन करते हैं. तो आप बीएससी के सीधे बाद वहां जा सकते हैं और जब आप बाहर निकलेंगे लगभग 5 से 6 साल बाद तो आपके पास पीएचडी की डिग्री होगी. ऐसे ही यहाँ पे है. Now, this flow chart has a little bit of problem. I'm sorry for that. So actually, you can start from BTech and directly take admission to PhD programs. Okay, the integrated PhD programs here. Okay. So there are different ways that work here because this is technology, this is science. So from here, you can sometimes directly come to a program here without having a master's degree, but not always. But there are some institutes that offer you that. But if you do this, you are most certainly able to come here and do PhD. Okay? So this is also integrated PhD program. Now you would think that in 10+2, you will decide whether what do you want to pursue, biology or physics, and then you go ahead with that. You appear for your entrance exams at each step, right? And then go ahead with your PhD. Once you have the degree of PhD, you're just fine to do pure science throughout your life. Now, what happens post PhD? So if you still want to pursue science, if you still have the curiosity in you, you want to keep working, there are several options. You can be postdoctoral researcher. You can go to academia, you can go to industry, which means academia means universities, research institutes, and places like that. Industry means, let's say, companies. Research associate you can be in both of these choices. You can be research group leaders in academy or in industry, both. Okay, so you can do all this, or you can have a faculty position in one of the IITs or in one of the ICERs or in one of the institutes that do science, where you will actually study your PhD. So एक बार जहाँ आप PhD करते हैं, उस जगह पे आप जब PhD कंप्लीट करने के बाद या पोस्ट डॉक कंप्लीट करने के बाद वैसे ही इंस्टीट्यूट्स में आपको फैकल्टी पोजीशन मिल सकती है. सो जो लोग आपको पढ़ा रहे हैं उनकी जगह पे आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं और आप फिर भी अपना रिसर्च परस्यू कर सकते हैं. टीचिंग एंड रिसर्च बोथ. सो this is a system outline basically, and you are paid for all this. You're very well paid for doing a postdoctoral fellowship. You are very well paid for doing this. You are very well paid for this, and you are extremely well paid for this. Okay, once you become a faculty, which means you do teaching and research in one of the institutes in India or abroad. Now the question is, where do you want to do all this? You can choose to go abroad after your PhD. All you have to do is apply and go and do sciences. You will learn how the science works in the whole world. How do other scientists work? Okay. So आप इनमें से कोई भी काम अब्रॉड कर सकते हैं. In fact, आप PhD भी बाहर कर सकते हैं. So once let's go back to the previous slide. Once you are here, Or in fact, once you are here, you can already explore the options to go abroad. But the problem here is some of you will have financial issues. So if you go abroad to do your undergraduate degree or your master's degree, you will have to pay money in most of the cases until you get a scholarship. And there are scholarships around the world. Okay, you have to find the right person to get to know about that. But if you don't get the scholarship, it may be very difficult financially. मतलब इतने पैसे आपके पास नहीं हो सकते हैं कि आप बाहर जाके ये सब programs study कर पाए. But as soon as you are a master, you can get admission in a PhD program anywhere in the world. And that only depends on your intelligence. It depends on how interested you are in doing science, and you get a fellowship for doing PhD. It's a very good amount of money that you get right after your master's. Okay, and then you just go pursue your interest. You get a help, you get a supervisor who's going to work with you. So you will be working in collaboration with somebody who will be your supervisor, and you will learn a lot of things which will make you independent to do science. Okay, so the options are all open in the whole world for you if you want to pursue pure science. That was pre-PhD, this is post-PhD. You can go anywhere or pursue it in India. Now, you would want to know which are the Indian institutes offering BS, MS, and PhD programs. So there are several of DE-funded premier institutes. Harish Chandra Research Institute in Allahabad. There is Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai. There is Indian Institute of Sciences in Bangalore, and Raman Research Institute in Bangalore, and many, many, many more. I cannot take names of all that. There are 7 Indian Institutes of Science, Education and Research, ISERs. So there are 7 of them at different locations in India which provide you with these programs. There are prospectus, there is an admission process, you have to clear certain exams to go there, and then you can pursue a pure science, right? Then there are 23 of the Indian Institutes of Technologies. There used to be only 5, but now in the last few years, they have made 23 Indian Institutes of Technologies, IITs. All of them, even if you go for a BTech degree there, or you go for a BSc, MSc integrated program there, or at a later stage, after doing your BSc and MSc elsewhere, आप उसके बाद अगर PhD के लिए भी IITs में जाते हैं, तो भी ये सब आपको प्योर साइंसेज में प्रमोट करते हैं, ठीक है? 49 सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं और बहुत सारी स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं जो आपको प्योर साइंसेज करने के लिए प्रमोट करती है. अब ये सभी इंस्टीट्यूट्स और यूनिवर्सिटीज इतने सारे जो ऑप्शंस हैं, ये आपके लिए हर लेवल पे ओपन है. They have BSc programs, they have MSc programs, they have PhD programs, they have postdoctoral fellowships, and they have faculty positions as well. But there is a hierarchy. So you have to have one degree and then a certain experience to get to the next position, right? But all of them are to promote pure sciences, and they pay really well to you. Okay, so you've got to figure out that what do you want to explore and where do you want to go? How do you want to pursue it? Just Google all these names and it'll throw you a bunch of information that you can go through. और आपको पता चल जाएगा कि दुनिया में इंडिया में ये सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स कहाँ पे हैं, ठीक है? और फिर आपको सिर्फ पता करना है कि ये कैसे काम करते हैं, right? But I'm just trying to motivate you that, or in fact tell you the truth that ये सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स के पास बहुत सारी सीट्स हैं, जिसमें ये इंस्टीट्यूट चाहते हैं कि आप प्योर साइंसेस करें, आप सिर्फ साइंस करें, अपनी क्यूरियोसिटी को शांत करें, ठीक है? और उसके बदले में आपको वो पैसे देंगे. और आपको कितनी जगह चाहिए? आप में से हर एक बच्चे को एक जगह चाहिए सिर्फ. So I'm very sure if you work hard and if you have interest in pure sciences, you can get into one of these places. So just check with yourself if you are the right person for all these, right? So just an example, the Indian Institutes of Technology, there are 23 in number in India. I'm just trying to show you here on the map. I hope you can see it. So I will start with the one close to you, IIT Jammu. There is one here, right where you are sitting. Some of you must have seen it. This promotes pure science. You can take admission in a BTech program there. You can take admission in a BSMS program there. If I'm correct, you have to recheck it. Or a PhD program there. Okay? Or after your 12th, basically go for either BSc or BTech or BSMS combined program. Okay. Now there is IIT Mandi here, close to you. There is IIT Ropar here. There is IIT Roorkee here. There is IIT Delhi here. Jodhpur, Kanpur, Varanasi, Patna, Dhanbad, Bhilai, Indore, Gandhinagar, Dharwad, Hyderabad, Bhubaneswar. And you can go anywhere. As long as you get the admission in the program, you just can go anywhere in the country. And this is only IIT. There are several more institutes that I told you in the previous slides that promote pure sciences. And they can offer you a BS program after your +2. Okay? Or after you do your 12th standard. Okay, what do you do by going there? All you do is either research or teaching. Okay, that's when you say that you are in pure sciences. If you are doing either either research or both of these. Just teaching, I wouldn't like to call it pure science. So what do you do in that? In those programs, you study, you learn, discover things, invent things, publish things, and then share things with others, share your knowledge with others, and also teach others to make how you are. Okay, so this is the sequence of events that you do. At one point, while you are doing your PhD, or even before that, you will see something like this. So this is a research paper. I hope you can see it. This is a research paper, and this is written by me. Here is my name. So you will publish something like this. This paper was published in 2018. I'm just showing you the screenshot of this. It's a 12 pages long paper. And with these scientists, this person is from Canada, this person is from Italy, this person is from Canada again, and I am from India. So I work with people from different countries and then do some pure science research, get some very nice results, do some discoveries, and then publish them in book-like things that you call journals. So there are these compilations, जिनको हम journals बोलते हैं, जो सिर्फ research को छापते हैं, research को publish करते हैं. So this is one of the very popular journals. You can Google it. You can just type Physical Review A, and you will see what the journal is. If you do really good research, it can go in there and get published in your name. Right? Now you don't have to pay money to get this published. You can tell somebody that this is the work I have done in my PhD. This is the work I have done with so and so person. So ये मेरा काम है, मैंने ढूंढा है ये साइंस. ठीक है, आप ये बात बता सकते हैं. You don't have to pay money for this. All you have to do is get the right question for your curiosity and solve the problem. Solve that question, get answer to that question, and then publish it. And people, these journals are open to the world. So the people in whole world keep seeing your work. There are methods how they share your work and see your work, and they can want to work with you or you can work with them, and this is how the whole world is connected to do science. Okay? So this is what you do when you do pure research. In addition, you may do teaching as well to the students who have come for masters. So suppose, for example, you have come to a PhD program. You completed your master's after BSc after +2. Then you did a master's, you did a PhD. After that, you are doing a postdoctoral fellowship. You may get to teach to the BSc students or BS students. And that's what you are also doing along with this research. So आप research कर रहे हैं, teaching कर रहे हैं. The whole process is study, learn, discover new things, invent new things, publish them or patent them, and share and teach, right? So this is how the output looks. अगर आप PhD कर रहे हैं या research कर रहे हैं, so आपको एक salary मिल रही है जिसके लिए आप काम कर रहे हैं, then this is what you are collecting. So I have about 12 such papers in my whole career, and I have worked with different people in across the world. Okay, and I do work with them like I'm talking to you on Skype. So I don't have to always go there, but sometimes I go. And they all cover my expenses. How do I go? They pay my tickets, they pay my food, they pay my everything because I'm going to do very important work. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, then you will think, oh my God, it's all perky, like I get all the good things about it. No, it's not all good. Like any other profession, science has also challenges. So when I say summer here, this has challenges. So I'm going to tell you the challenges. This picture, I think, quite tells very well that what are the challenges going to be. So these are the challenges. This is a picture that is going to summarize what the challenge is. Summer in European countries where it is very cold is very celebrated. Everybody else thinks that you are enjoying, but what you are doing is actually working most of the time. So patience is the key. You are going to need to be very patient, and you are going to need to be very hardworking in order to do science. So there are going to be challenges, yes. The conclusion is, do you look around and question things? Be precise. Talk about things in very short and convey your message. Think about things. Investigate. Try to find out how does things work. How do things work? Recheck and evaluate. Don't just trust what others are saying. Think about it and reevaluate it again and again. Convince your mind that, okay, this makes sense. This is logical. This has a proof. Do not accept until your mind agrees. Accept anything only if your mind agrees. If you do all of this and you like doing it, perfect. Go ahead. Pure sciences is for you. You have a degree and you have a great life. You have trust. You can trust me on this. You get a totally different life if you do pure sciences. It's not like the outside life where you are trying to run around and make money and work for your family. Yes, you do all these things, but in addition, you get pure joy of doing science because you are discovering things. You are finding out new things. You are helping the world, like I am helping you today to understand what pure sciences is and why should you do that. You will help other children when you grow older. Okay, thank you very much. All the images that I took in this presentation are from internet, so I pay my courtesy to different websites. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Namrata ma'am. So now we can go for question and answer session. I'll go to each school one by one. So I'll call out the name and students from that school can ask questions. So first we'll go to Army Public School, Samba. Are there any questions, sir? Drupadma School, do you have any questions? Drupadma School. Tanmay, do you have some questions? Anku School, do you have some questions? Imamia School, is there any question?
1 minute, Niruda.
Yes. So they can come ahead and ask questions.
So Nasir Khatun has a question. कि अगर उन्हें प्रोफेसर बनना है तो उन्हें क्या करना पड़ेगा?
Can you repeat?
If she wants to be professor, what she has to do? How she could become a professor?
Okay. And is she thinking about some specific subject or just would like to know the general process?
किसी पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट का प्रोफेसर आपको बनना है? अभी साइंस का प्रोफेसर बनना है उन्हें.
Okay. Namrata ma'am? Yes, you can answer. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay. So, अगर आपको प्रोफेसर बनना है तो सबसे पहले आपको ये डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा कि आपको कौन से सब्जेक्ट में इंटरेस्ट है, क्योंकि अभी इस लेवल पे आपको लगता है कि साइंस एक सब्जेक्ट है, पर साइंस एक सब्जेक्ट नहीं है. साइंस में बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट हैं. तो जैसे जैसे आप आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे अपने क्लासेस में, आपको पता चलेगा कि आप फिजिक्स करना चाहते हैं, केमिस्ट्री करना चाहते हैं या मैथमेटिक्स करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है, या बायोलॉजी करना चाहते हैं. तो जब आप सबसे पहले ये करेंगे कि आप अपनी 12वीं क्लास पास करेंगे, उसके बाद आपको अंडर ग्रेजुएट के लिए बीएससी करना पड़ेगा, और बीएससी करने के बाद आपको मास्टर्स डिग्री करनी पड़ेगी, विच इज कॉल्ड मास्टर ऑफ साइंस, एमएससी. एमएससी करने के बाद आपको पीएचडी करना पड़ेगा. उस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट में. सो मान लीजिए आप फिजिक्स करना चाहती हैं, तो आपको पीएचडी यानी डॉक्टर ऑफ फिलॉसफी करना पड़ेगा फिजिक्स में, और उसके बाद आप डिसाइड कर सकती हैं कि आप यहाँ प्रोफेसर बनना चाहती हैं या बाहर के किसी देश में प्रोफेसर बनना चाहती हैं. डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट, कभी कभी आपको पीएचडी के बाद फर्दर रिसर्च करनी पड़ती है, जिसको पोस्ट डॉक्टरल फेलोशिप बोलते हैं, और वो 3 साल के लिए कम से कम करनी पड़ेगी. उसके बाद आप प्रोफेसर बन सकते हैं. So by the time you are professor, you have already learned a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. इस्लामिया, आपके पास और कोई क्वेश्चन है?
Ashraf sir, are there any questions?
Hello.
Yes, Ashraf sir.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Hello ma'am.
Yes, आप सवाल पूछ सकते हैं.
At the present level, how could we be able to interrupt that? In which subject we could be the best? I'm asking about the material science.
Did you get the questions, or should he repeat?
No, I did get the question. Can he please tell me in which standard he is?
Okay.
At the present level, how could we be able to interpret? At the present level means we are 9th or 10th class students. How could we be able to interpret that? In which subject we could be the best? I am asking about material sciences, faculty of material sciences.
Okay, can I answer now, Sarang?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so you want to pursue a career in material sciences. Now, I do not know कि आपको कितना पता है material sciences के बारे में. It's basically let's say sub-subject of physics. So अगर आपको physics में interest आता है at this point, और mathematics एक essential part होता है physics करने के लिए, तो अगर आपको physics और mathematics में interest है, और आपको जैसे मैंने चीजें बताई कि नई चीजें करने में मजा आता है, या फिर नई क्वेश्चंस पूछने में, जो क्वेश्चंस वर्थ है पूछने के लिए, तो या फिर आपके दिमाग में क्वेश्चंस आते रहते हैं हमेशा, तो यू आर गुड इनफ. इफ यू आर गुड इन फिजिक्स एंड मैथमेटिक्स, you should pursue that direction. And then later on, once you do your PhD and once you do your BSc, which is undergraduate degree, and master's degree, you can decide that you want to do your PhD in physics in a sub-subject material science or condensed matter physics or anything like that.
No sir, thank you. Wish you a good day.
Okay, thank you, sir. Delhi Public School, do you have any questions? Druk Padma School, आपको कोई सवाल है? I think we are done for all the schools.
Sarang. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Sarang, एक क्वेश्चन इमामिया से है.
Yes.
कि साइंटिस्ट कैसे बन सकते हैं?
Ma'am, will you answer that?
I did not hear the question.
The question is, how can we become scientists?
Okay, so I think I told you already, but let me repeat that. So you have to find out if you have the qualities of questioning things around you and finding out new things, and the other qualities that I mentioned. Okay, उन क्वालिटीज को लेके आपको आगे बढ़ना है. एजुकेशन वाइज आपको पहले तो 12वीं पास करनी होगी, और 12वीं अच्छे नंबरों से पास करनी होगी, और उसके बाद आपको अंडर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम विच इज बीएससी, या आप अगर टेक्नोलॉजी में जाना चाहते हैं तो बीटेक करना होगा. नाउ मैंने टेक्नोलॉजी क्यों बोला, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी से होके भी आप साइंस में आ सकते हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आपने बीटेक कर लिया 12वीं के बाद तो आप वापस साइंस नहीं कर सकते. आप कर सकते हैं बिल्कुल. तो या तो बीएससी या बीटेक करिए, ठीक है, प्रेफरेबली बीएससी करिए, क्योंकि बीएससी इज द कोर्स व्हिच इज कॉल्ड बैचलर ऑफ साइंस. सो देयर यू आर डूइंग साइंस ऑलरेडी. ओके, एंड देन आपको मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम करना होगा व्हिच इज एमएससी. देन आपको पीएचडी प्रोग्राम करना होगा, ठीक है. एंड बाय द टाइम you are doing your PhD, you can call yourself a scientist. But then if you are talking about a particular position that is scientist, that is after PhD. Let me add something to that. So after you do your PhD, there are different institutions institutions that advertise for the scientist position. For example, BRC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, or TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. They advertised positions for scientist B, scientist C. There are different levels of scientists, and you can join them. It's a job, but you get to do science. And also, if you go to higher than that, like you do your PhD, then you still pursue research, do your postdoctoral fellowship, then you can get to a higher level of being scientist. So it depends on how much effort are you putting to where you want to get to. It is definitely time taking. It feels like it is time taking. But if you are enjoying the process, it's not time taking because you start getting paid right after MSc. And sometimes also in MSc you get scholarships.
So I think we have taken all questions. So we can conclude today's session then.
So thank you, Namrata ma'am. It was a very informative and very motivating session. So I assume that now all the students who
Hello.
do not know exactly. Hello.
Hello, Saring sir.
हाँ
We have a question, ma'am.
हाँ पूछिए.
What about the scope of human genetics in India?
Repeat करेंगे.
What about the scope of human genetics in India?
Scope of
Human genetics.
Human genetics.
What about the scope of human genetics in India?
I am sure there is a lot of scope. There are institutes that work in these directions. There are probably some institutes in Bangalore. There is your AIMS, which is in Delhi, and there may be many more institutes which work in these directions. Also, a lot of universities and these IITs and ISERs that I discussed all work in those directions in the biology subject. So they're professors and they have research groups and they take PhD students and they take master's students and they all work together in these directions. So there is a very good scope, I would say, in India if you want to pursue human genetics. And then later on, you can also go abroad to continue that.
So I would just like to add that the human genetics nowadays, the genetics is a base of biological research in biological sciences. So there is so much of scope. And if you have heard about human genome projects, there are different kind of genome projects of different organisms are going on simultaneously all over the world. So studying the whole genome of any organism is very difficult and tough job. It needs different kinds of skills, the people with different kinds of skills. So there is a lot of scope. So Indian Institute of Science, ma'am told about ISERs. So the ISERs all over the India. Then there are many IITs who are also working related to genetics. If you know something about or heard about the bioinformatics, that is a computer-based system which is getting evolved in India, and there are many scope outside the country also. So human genetics is a very vast project or very vast subject to study. There are many different things included in it, different study about the different diseases, study about the different human conditions, pathways. So yes, there is a lot of scope, but you have to be very keen in biology for that. Now we can conclude the today's session. Thank you, Namrata ma'am. It was a very nice and motivating session, and I'm sure that many students who have never thought about this kind of career, that is into pure sciences or into research, now they must start thinking about it. So thank you once again, and thank you all the schools for joining to today's session, and I hope that you have enjoyed it and you have learned something new things about pure sciences, how you can go ahead with your career in this field and what all opportunities are there. So thank you once again. We can
Thank you
conclude
very much.
today's session.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.